Welcome to the 2350 Effect. The 2350 Effect starts.
Welcome, happy Sunday. Welcome to the 2350 Effect. Welcome to the recap of the virtual wellness experience. As always, on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I am Damian Kinsey, the co host of the 2350 Effect and the virtual wellness experience. And I am definitely joined by my co host, collaborator of the 2350 Effect and the virtual wellness experience, Dr. Farron. Welcome.
Hi, thanks so much. Great to be here Sunday evening, post the virtual wellness experience. Super excited to be here. I'm Tanya Farron. I am the owner of Creative Living Ideas, the co-host of the 2350 Effect and the virtual wellness experience, along with the Work-Life Balance Summit with Damian Kinsey. And we are excited to be here tonight to kind of recap, fill you in. You've probably heard about the virtual wellness experience. And we're done. We finished it this weekend. And so we're recapping to give you some information about it so you can be caught up and you don't feel left out.
Yes, and if you don't feel left out. And when we do these recaps, we do bring on different presenters. We have some in the audience. Nick, she presented yesterday. Jackie presented yesterday as well. Thank you for everything. Christy attended the virtual wellness experience. She's a 2350 member. You know, Al, he attended the virtual wellness experience. Thank you for joining, showing up, and spending your time, your weekend with us from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday so much. And we have so many great presenters who presented as well. And we want to have this conversation on the recap.
Yeah, we do.
So our first person that is joining us on stage is Kimberly. Kimberly presented at the Virtual Wellness Experience. She has presented at summits with us in the past. Welcome, Kimberly, to the Virtual Wellness Experience, the recap of the 2050 Effect.
Thank you. It's great to see you both and all of the other folks in the audience.
Yeah.
Thank you as well. Also, we have another presenter who presented with us, Fawn. Welcome. Fawn presented at the Virtual Wellness Experience as well this week. Welcome, Fawn. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me and all of us. I don't know if you have superpower to be able to keep going 3 days straight, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, what have you been eating? What have you been taking?
Been a lot of salads this weekend, to be honest.
You know what? I'm going to say, Damien and I actually, we made this one easier on ourselves than the past ones. Some of the past ones, we did our Meet the Presenter week, like up to the event. And then, so we did like, well, the first time, what did we do? Like 10 or 12 days of Meet the Presenter nights. And then
12 days.
12 days.
Straight.
And then we went in a row, and then we went into the event. Boy, we were exhausted after that one. This one, was much lighter. I felt like, we're getting better at this each time we do it. This is our 4th time that we've held a great, event like this. So we're learning about wellness for ourselves. Right? It's so crazy.
Yes, and I think it was much easier to navigate, like you said,
Yeah.
because we did do Meet the Presenter week a week before, so we kind of had a week to just focus on the preparation, and even the day to day of the summit, the virtual wellness experience, was more easier to manage than the previous summits. I think we got it down to a science now.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Too. We had less 911 calls, you know what I mean, to each other. This
Yeah.
isn't going right. This isn't going right. We only had like 2, which was pretty
Yeah.
good, really. When you're looking at a big event for a couple of days, that was pretty good.
And I think we managed that pretty well.
I think so too. Kudos to us. Good job.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Give you
echo
a
the
pat
good
over there.
job. Like,
Damien's on this side of me. I'll pat him on the
Yeah.
shoulder, give
Oh,
myself a
yeah.
little pat.
So,
I love it.
we do have another presenter who's joining us soon, so in a little while we'll bring that person up. But those people know we always start the show the same way, and we always kind of start with a, All right, so this edition of Laugh, Call, or Text, we're going to do a virtual wellness experience version. What is that thing during the summit that made you either laugh out loud, call someone, or text them? I'm gonna go first. This is easy for me. Me and Dr. Farron make sure that we're in every session so we can help support the presenters. When I tell you, I was not expecting this at all, but it was brilliant, funny, and interactive. And Dr. Farron knows exactly where I'm about to go. I was in Thomas's presentation. He's doing his presentation. His presentation is all about love. So he's saying like these profound things, they're engaging, and then he starts breaking out into dance. And I'm like, whoa. And he does it for about a good 30 seconds uninterrupted because he does like the robot and so many other things, and he's doing that at lightning speed. And then he says, those people who weren't a part of this, that's the portion where we start breaking out to dance and movement. Because you just can't have a presentation and just sitting and he talks about movement. I was like, but I was catching on after a while that this is his break and pause. But it took me about good 10 seconds to figure it out. And then I saw someone else's face, like they were like trying to figure out what it was. And then when he explained it, it was the funniest thing ever. And I think it was brilliant. That is my laugh, my call, my text. Thomas during a presentation about love, talking about a serious topic, and he just breaks into complete dancing.
Well, and this is the funny part about that conversation is because I was in that session previously. So I knew at the beginning, he said, all of a sudden, when I say dance party, we're going to stop what we're talking about and I'm going to beatbox. And whether I'm good or not at it, you just dance. Well, I switched with Damien and I thought, well, we've already done 2 dance breaks on my half of the session in there. And I thought, Damien doesn't know this is going to be great because he has no idea what's coming. We're probably ready for a break. It was awesome. It was super, super funny. It was funny. I don't know. I'm trying to sit here and pinpoint like one moment that I laughed. I have a couple like at the event. Honestly, Fawn, when you were doing your meditation, I literally almost fell asleep in my chair. I'm not kidding you. Like I literally felt like I was going to like, I felt like, and I started waking up laughing like, oh gosh, like you're completely relaxed. You shouldn't probably have your camera on while you're about to fall out of your chair because you're so relaxed. That was one moment that was funny. I know that I enjoyed so many of the presentations of just laughter with each other too. Someone will share a silly story or say something and it just makes you laugh. And there's always Dr. Rowe's always good to kind of get you going and laughing. And Erica Kessie is always great about bringing the energy, and it's great. And I don't know, I just had a really great time. And Kimberly, we got to do lots of movement in yours, and I love doing that movement. And just made me happy. So laughing, enjoying the day together was so important to me. How about you, Kimberly?
I was gonna say I'm gonna build on it, because for me it was the moment in our networking session when we brought up Dr. Rowe's clarinet playing, which was so awesome. She just was rocking it, and I was rocking it with her. And I was like, literally, she plays the clarinet the way I always dreamed that I would, that I never got remotely close to. She's so good. It was so fun.
I think you dropped the link in there, did she?
Well, she dropped the link, and then I was like, we got to watch this thing. And then you're like, okay, we're going to show it. It was really so fun.
It was so good.
Speaking of Dr. Rowe,
did you hear us talking about you, Dr. Rowe?
I did. I had to turn on the camera. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
hey, the funny part about that? Dr. Rowe tried to downplay it, and then she kind of let as they say, the proverbial cat out of the bag when she started saying where she was a part. And I was like, oh, you are an elite clarinet player.
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
But thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. Hey, y'all.
Let me just catch the audience up. So we have a networking session on both days where we just get to kind of get together, hang out. Guests can come, presenters, whoever wants to be there. And Damien had asked us the question, did we want to be a dancer, an artist, or an athlete, an artist, or a musician? And Dr. Rowe said, well, I kind of already am a musician. And we were like, yeah. And then she dropped the link and we were like, oh my gosh, she really is. It was so cool.
Well, thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed.
We did. So, Fawn, how about you? What was your laugh, call, or text during the wellness experience?
Oh, okay. I have to go with this one where I was in Kimberly's room. When we do the shaking, which still, like, I just did that today, midday, as I promised Kimberly that I will take that away and practice it every day, at least for another 14 to 21 days. I guess that's when our habits were starting to pick up, the new habits, right? The new healthy ones. So when you play that drum, I think it was a African drum or something. That's what you call it, right?
Yes.
You couldn't see my face because I stood up and I was laughing at myself because I was trying to dance and I don't know how to dance. I couldn't dance, and I was just like, good thing nobody can see my face and I'm just gonna do whatever. And that was when I was kind of laughing at myself. But I did enjoy that. The drum was really a game changer.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't watched Kimberly's session, that session, I highly recommend it. Go watch it. And this is not some music that you would normally hear when you practice, mindfulness or some self-care, I guess. It's not your typical music for sure. But I loved it. Thank you.
And you have some of these drum beats, right? That that's on your link tree. Is that right, Kimberly?
Well, no, it's interesting because so what I have right now it's a link to a confidence playlist, but I think I'm going to have to add the shaking playlist to that link as well.
Gotcha.
And so I'll have to, Fawn, I'll send you a link to that one.
Yeah.
But I'll add it. I'll add it. The
Thank
shaking play. I have a whole playlist because it's really the whole point is that when you get a lot of adrenaline or stress hormone built up in your body, that really the best way to get it out is to just shake it off.
Yeah, and that's really reminded me of a lot of stuff that I've learned about the African culture. That one story that popped into my mind is that when a woman is giving birth, like the whole village would come together, and then they'll start singing or drumming something, that personal song for that baby. I got goosebumps just talking about this. It's like, it's so, to me, that's very spiritual and so sacred. And I want to go experience that myself in Africa, but I don't know anyone that would just take me to that sacred space. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just be the rando show up at some birth event.
Chiedza. We'll connect you to Chiedza. If you're in the audience, Chiedza, connect with Fun.
Thank you.
I love that. It is amazing. That's incredible. Dr. Rowe,
What's
laugh,
up?
call, or text about the event. Anything make you laugh? Call somebody, text somebody.
I don't know. I don't even know where I began. Everybody was just so wonderful and enlightening. I don't do many virtual events. I just don't, especially a wellness event, because I want to be up close and personal and all of that. But we just rocked it yesterday. I can't put one experience over the other. I mean, experience within this experience. I can't put one over the other. It was just an amazing time. So happy you all gave me the opportunity to join.
Yeah, we're glad that you did. I do know we did text during the event right after your session when you told me who won your ticket, the free ticket to your event that's coming up.
Dr. Sheila R. Thomas. Dr. Sheila R. Thomas. Yes. So I put up my QR code of course, we're here to be well, right?
Yeah.
And also to network. And so Dr. Sheila was the first person that saved my Hi Hello digital card, and she won the full experience 2 hour. I'm saying hour, Dr. Tanya, because it's yours too.
I know.
Dream Education is just the catalyst, but it is our experience for women in leadership. So she won it, and not just a one-day ticket, but she won the full experience, all 5 days, valued at $17.99. And so she's super excited about that. So I don't know if she's flying into Dallas for that or not, but I'm just grateful that she's excited to come. So
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
That was a fun text to get. I was excited about that. That was really fun.
Yeah. Everybody likes a freebie.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big one. That's a good one.
That is a good
real good one.
Mm-hmm. Damien, you want me to ask the next question?
Yes.
All right. So we kind of just want to have some discussions about the event. So now that it's done, now that the event is over, you all presented. You were one of 20, or 3 of 21 presenters that we had. We've got several in the audience, so they can answer these questions too. I know you guys are worn out. We've kept you busy for 2 days, but what was that? What did you learn about yourself as a presenter in this session? What was something that you learned about yourself as a presenter in this session that you gave? And anybody that's ready can feel free to speak. I think it's some think time.
Come on, Dr. Tanya. That's a hard question.
It is.
I'll
Damien
go.
wrote it, so
I'll go.
we'll make him go.
I always have this thing where even when I'm doing the lives, that I worry that it's not going to go live, or I'm not going to get in the room, or it's not going to play, or technology was going to be a issue. And if you attended the Work-Life Balance Summit, the first one, I couldn't get in the room originally, and I had 3 different computers, and
And he
it
was
would not let
calling
me
me.
in. I was calling Dr. Farron. Dr. Farron had to start mine, and this is our 4th summit. I did a presentation. I started off the virtual wellness experience yesterday, on Friday, to kick off the virtual wellness experience. I did a presentation with Dr. Farron, and we did the 2 networking. And I realized after the last one, I didn't even think about that anxiousness of the technology was going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time ever in my life that I've ever not worry about not being able to get in the room. Even if I've done PowerPoints in person, I will always remember the information. I would figure out a backup plan to how to do it with if the laptop didn't work. And that was the first time I didn't even think about
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
it. So,
I love that. That's good.
Well,
You did for a while. That was kind of your concern. Exactly.
listen, I used to just stress out about that.
He did. He really did.
Well, speaking of stress, Damien, do you know that I still get nervous just before a speaking engagement?
Mhm.
I still do, no matter, y'all know I'm a motor mouth, right? And I do this a lot, but still, it's like that first maybe minute and a half, 2 minutes, just like, and then you're just able to, okay, get over yourself. It's really not that serious. But yeah, I still experience a slight level of anxiety just before a speaking engagement.
Yeah. I have a hard time with the wait time. I have a hard time. I've been virtual for about 5 years, and I still have a hard time with that. You know, it takes people time to write in the chat. It takes people time to answer. Instead of me waiting a little bit longer, I already move on to the next thing. And I noticed that about myself, that I need to be a little bit more patient with the wait time, because I feel like, well, then maybe nobody's saying anything. You know what I mean? When you're in these virtual events, you're not really certain. Are they ready to move on? Or are you still waiting for them to either type in the chat or, have some think time?
Yeah.
It's something that
I just appreciate everybody was just so engaged, though.
Yes.
I attended many of the sessions, and I've looked at some of them. I'm still going to take time to look at every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that I did attend live, everybody was just so engaged. And that's something to, appreciate wholeheartedly. Not just as a presenter, but as, someone there in the room as well. Because, we feed off of each other's energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Kimberly?
I agree.
Yeah, or Fawn, whoever wants to talk. Yeah.
I used to really, really want the attendees to turn their cameras on,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I can see if you actually practicing with me, especially when I'm doing the guided meditation. Like, if you think you're going to turn the camera off and doze off, you can give me a heads up and I won't bug you on that one.
Or fall out of my chair.
Yeah. And I can maybe try to wake you up somehow, like making some different sound instead of my monotone.
Oh, I wasn't complaining, Fawn. Believe me, it was lovely.
Oh, no. It's a great feedback. Jackie was just saying 2 of her team members were falling asleep. Jackie, I hope that they actually wake up and go back and be more productive and not needing to take a nap afterward. No, so that's what I learned about myself, is that how much I love seeing faces on camera, and how much I realized on seeing people, even if we're not in person together, but seeing each faces on camera just means so much to me. And I do have to learn to not rely on seeing faces so much in order to pick up their energy, and just trust more that you will not fall off your chair if you were to fall asleep during the session. Yeah. But otherwise, it's kind of similar to Damien and Dr. Rowe as well. Like, the minute before the red carpet started to roll, I get like a little bit anxious myself. And I'm like, you teach techniques for anxiety. Why are you getting anxious right now?
Because you're human.
Exactly.
And I think that's the myth too with us, just as people. When we're speaking about something, or we're very knowledgeable in one thing, and we're supposed to be perfect at it, absolutely not. Yeah.
That's one thing I definitely learned to accept, that you know, as long as I'm still human, there will be anxiety. You cannot get rid of it because that's part of our survival, right? It has to happen for our protection.
Yep.
So Christy, thank you. Please let me know how it's worked out for you if you're using it tonight.
I know I'm thinking the same thing based on what Dr. Tanya said. I was like, I think I'm going to listen to yours right before, you know, time for sleep.
I'm telling you, to me, honestly, from my perspective, that's a compliment. That meant I was so relaxed.
Yeah, it was relaxing. Like
Mhm.
it was really relaxing. I was like, wow. Like I forgot about everything. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, I got a
Thank
job
you.
to do. Let me get back to
Aw.
it.
Well, I will
Thank you
say
so much.
yeah, no, I'm super excited to listen and relax. Sounds great. I know for me, it just had me realize how much Dr. Rowan, like you, I will say I've actually spent a fair amount of time online. That's kind of because it's kind of surprisingly sort of became my jam kind of during the pandemic and after.
Mhm.
And it just had me realize how much typically when I'm doing events, I'm often either I'm hosting the space or I have a host where I get into the room, the electronic room, usually 10 to 15 minutes ahead. And so I really realized for myself, like how, because I was aware that the moment we went into the room, it was going to start recording. And so then I didn't want all this downtime. But typically for me, what I do in that time is I play a couple of songs. I play a little music. I kind of get a little groove on. I just kind of relax. I kind of imagine the space. So it just had me realize how much I'm accustomed to even coming into a virtual space, you know, 10 to 15 minutes ahead. And so I knew I felt a little jumbly at the beginning because then I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting the room and I couldn't pre-share my slides. So I had to mess with that. And usually I'm listening to music and I wasn't, you know, so just, I had my own little like, okay, yeah, that's just different. Okay, all good. But I realized there was a part of me that said, okay, I know, I wish that there were a way for me to get into the room prior to the recording starting. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And that's something that I wrote down for next time, because you can pause that record button and then you can be in there early. So a few rooms that I started for people, and I
Okay.
should have probably said that you can pause that and then you can get in there a little bit earlier. But that also does alert people that she's in there, because outside it says join now as soon as you go in.
Yeah.
But it's okay. People can come in and you can say, I'm just getting ready. You can hang out if you want, but usually they're in other sessions. But for those of you who are watching and who don't know, you weren't here. We were on Zoom events. And so each participant has a session, a special room inside this amazing platform, and they click on it and they go into their own Zoom space. And then the other people come in and join them. So every hour on the hour, we had presenters starting in their session. So I want to also acknowledge some of the comments in the chat that, you know, Jackie talked about her chat being very lively, like a lot was happening in her chat, people responding, talking to each other about what she was talking about. And that can be hard to catch up with and that sort of thing. So I know I did, and I think Damien did in a few rooms, you know, we tried to offer people like, we'll watch the chat. We'll let you know if a question pops up. You keep on presenting, and then we could monitor that. We do love going in and helping our presenters because, you know, we know how nerve-wracking it can be to present. You know, we want them to feel comfortable and feel safe and help them find what they need. And I think that also really helps them, you know, feel comfortable, and we want them to be successful. We don't want it to be like, oh, well, you didn't know how to, you know, pause the recording, or you didn't know where to find this, or you couldn't find your quizzes. You know, we don't want that. We want our presenters to be really highly successful. So,
And
they
you did
were.
an amazing job with that.
Thanks. And they were. It was really fun. Really, really fun. In fact, we had a new presenter, and when he went into his space, I went in early with him. He was like, oh, well, this is just Zoom. I'm good. You know, and I was like, exactly. So we paused his recording and he hung out there till everybody came, and it worked out great. Worked out really good. Really good. All right. So can you guys each tell everybody a little bit about your topic, what you talked about? Yeah. And who should attend the events next time?
Well, I'll go first. So I spoke about, well, I engaged everyone with the topic of leading with your legacy in mind. And so just with the idea of companies and organizations have policies and procedures, it's just very, very important for us to take a humanistic approach to that and think about who we are at our core, and execute those policies and just your job, even if it's not a job, a parent, or you're in a relationship with a friend, just leading yourself. Just think about, what do you want to be known for, who you really want to be, who you aspire to be, but keep that in mind when the going gets tough as well. The experience is great for anyone. For anyone, not just leaders, just anybody who is looking to become better at wellness and prioritizing their wellness, or maintaining their wellness, right? It's because you can learn all these tips and tricks and strategies and all of that, but it never is wellness is never too much for you, this topic. And so you can take the principles and the ideas that were shared and the research back to any office, any boardroom, any kitchen, right? That you need to really nurture the relationships that you have. And I think that's what's most important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You can only nurture a relationship if you're well.
Absolutely.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. And yeah, your conversation was inspiring. I had a lot of people reaching out and sharing with me about how that was motivating for them.
Oh, wow.
And I love that. And that's what, we want, right? We want them to be inspired for positive change in their life.
Yeah. Well, you're inspired by authentic stories.
Yeah.
And very often in these professional streets, these LinkedIn streets, some of us tend to put on, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, I'm always inspired by authenticity and somebody's just real.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's all we can deal with anyway, is what's real. So anytime I have a platform to share my struggles and triumphs, I'm down, because God didn't bring me through just to bring me through. It was to inspire and empower others. So,
and if you've not watched Dr. Rose, she does get very real, and she's very transparent and shares a lot that is really just makes you feel like you've just made a new friend, and just made you probably be inspired to make change in life. So yeah, really good. Kimberly, how about you? Your session.
Well, we were talking about getting nervous and those automatic ways we respond to stress. So what we did in my session was kind of get a little more familiar with how we each respond to stress. And then we did both a method and some techniques of how you could pivot back to your calm, confident self, really in a matter of, sometimes seconds. It can be a pretty quick shift. And I think what is amazing to me every time I engage in this content is seeing how the different things resonate with different people. So like Fawn was speaking about how the shaking really resonated for her. And for some people, the shaking feels really uncomfortable, but the breathing really resonates for them, or, opening their chest and shoulders. So I'm just amazed every time at how it lands with that audience, what resonates, what doesn't. It's new and different every time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a dynamic presenter as well. I mean, you go in and you have a very calming tone, but a lightheartedness and positive energy that you give to your audience. People feel comfortable getting up and doing things. You know what I mean, in your group. And I loved the shaking too. I did. I thought it was great. The drum beat was very cool. It was fun to do, and I want to incorporate it as well into my day. It was one of the things that I put on my plan for afterwards. So absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. Fawn, how about you?
Yeah, I Kimberly, just because I mentioned one thing doesn't mean I don't do the other things that you presented. The breathing I already been incorporating, right? The touching, I'm a Reiki master for many years now. So the touching is like a part of that healing process. So I've already done that. So, but the shaking is like the first time I've been introduced to. That's why I'm like, whoa, this is like eye-opening. Like you can do this for this, you know? I mean, I've seen others, professional speaker have done it, but I just never thought of applying it into my life. So thank you for that. Okay, back to me. My topic was something that I had intentionally wanted to make it more like Disney for meditators, to tell magical stories that you can possibly make this miracles, a magical story happen yourself through the practice of meditation. You have to be consistent, or you can't maybe just do one unless you're really good at, you know, concentration, I guess. Maybe one will make some big difference in your life. I don't know. Try it. Let me know. I share multiple stories that have happened. These are all real stories, not Disney story. So even though the theme was kind of like, you know, magical, like Disney, but they are true story that have happened to people who have been practicing meditation, from not just people in Thailand, not just the Grandmaster that I gave the example to, and Rahim, was it Rahim, right? Mm-hmm. He mentioned a book that he read about a yogi in India, Sai Baba. Maybe some of you have heard of Sai Baba before. So he also performed miracles. So that kind of confirmed the magical stories that I was sharing during the presentation, that this is not just in Thailand or just the one teacher. This can happen to, you know, different types of meditation that you would practice. So whatever types of meditation you choose to practice that you resonate with, go have fun. You can make this happen for yourself. You can get the benefits of meditation for yourself. You can create new reality for yourself through the practice of being present, being in the moment, and not worry about if tech's gonna not work, Wi-Fi is gonna get shut down. Or I'm not a tech savvy, so sometimes I do have that problem myself, especially presenting, you know, online like this too. So yeah, so hopefully that makes sense and didn't go off topic too much.
No, I loved it. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't gone in and watched Fawn's presentation, you know, the history of some of these of the yogi and of the people with their miracles, it was really cool and inspiring. Like when I went into it, I was like, oh, I wasn't really expecting this part of it. You know what I mean? Like it was very cool. I absolutely loved it. And so I encourage you to go back in and watch the whole thing. It's really good. So those of you in the audience, if you did not come to the virtual wellness experience, people have 30 days to go back in and rewatch these events. So they can listen to Fawn's meditation for the next 30 days. But the other thing that's amazing is these ladies all have YouTube channels. So Dr. Rowe, you have a YouTube channel, right?
I just started it. I'm so
good.
And I'm on YouTube all the time. I love watching documentaries. I love watching, you know, nonfiction type stuff. But I just started my channel. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll see.
Well, I think you've got an awesome clarinet piece that you could just pop right up there.
Exactly. That's how we get to watch her perform, right? On her YouTube channel.
YouTube. Yeah. Well, I think
we'll work on it, Dr. Rowe. We'll help.
Thank you.
I'll help you. That's what we do together. But anyway, yeah. Drop your channels in the chat when you have time. Let people follow you. Absolutely. All right, Damien, what's up next? Keep me on target.
No worries at
I'm already
all.
behind schedule. I know.
I know. Real quick, we just completed the virtual wellness experience. We are having the work life balance summit coming up in October, and we're trying to finalize the presenters for that in about the next 3 to 4 weeks. So that is coming up, and the work life balance summit is up, and you can go to Creative Living Ideas, you want to click the work-life balance. There's the flyer. It is the 3rd and the 4th, 2025. Yes, it's 2025, and tickets on sale for the early bird special. So click that and get in there and get your tickets early. You don't want to miss it. Get involved. And just like, there's people who couldn't make the virtual wellness experience who are able to go back and look at it and for the next 30 days. Just like you can see Fonz, you see Kimberly's, Dr. Rowe, Dr. Ferentz, Leslie Flowers is in the audience. She presented, Jackie presented, Lisa Fevick presented, Nick, the gifted bipolar writer, she presented, and a host of so many other people. And you can also see Christy asking so many intriguing questions, answering and responding. So it's so many things and options and opportunities to get in the virtual wellness experience. But the Work-Life Balance Summit is coming. Get your tickets really early because they will go up. The earlier you get your tickets, the more affordable they are. They're affordable overall, but getting your tickets earlier secure your spot for the virtual Work-Life Balance Summit.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Go to creativelivingideas.com for more information about the Virtual Wellness Summit, and also see creativelivingideas.com. That was for the virtual wellness experience, and you can just visit it for tickets and information about let me change it for that. Scroll and boom. All right.
And I would say also, Damien, I mean, most of us are either entrepreneurs, we have our own organizations, companies, or leading organizations. I would encourage everyone to bring your team.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring your team. It would be amazing for teams to attend this experience, to learn and grow and together outside of work. Outside of work, right?
It's so true. It's so
Jackie
true.
brought her entire team the last 3 times. Jackie brought her team the last 3 times. So
she has.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to echo. I would echo that, Dr. Rowe, and that's my focus is working with teams, and because the value of you spend 40 plus hours a week with these people, so when they can all go, okay, let's do Fawn's meditation now. Be like, yeah, let's do that. I mean, it makes such a difference to be able to incorporate those learning and practices during your workday.
Yeah.
Jackie said the price is so good for all of the information. Absolutely. You may just need to just go up. Because Jackie is right though. We're all able to catch the replay.
I know.
And so that's a rarity to be able to attend, and then you have 30 whole days to catch the replay. So I'm with Jackie. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah,
Al, thank you as well.
Jackie.
Al attended as well.
He did. And this is the coolest thing. Like, I know I love being around people too. I love seeing people in person, and I'm a very social person. However, this is incredible. We had a presenter from Dominican Republic, from Canada. Al joined us from Malaysia, and all across the United States. We were coast to coast, north to south, to east to west. That's amazing. I love having that for everyone.
Lee was in Europe, right?
Lee was in Europe. Yeah, she was in the UK. Yeah, I know. And so it's so incredible how we can all come together. And yes, your companies need to be paying for your staff and team to go here. Absolutely, 100%, because it's helpful. It's powerful. We developed this in mind for people who are experiencing burnout, who are stressed at work, to give them tools. My presentation very quickly was on kind of wrapping it up. What do you do with all of this stuff that you have? How do you prioritize it? What are you doing next with it? Because we all go with our conference summary bag, right? And then we put it in the corner. What do we do? You know, how do we pick through it? How do we decide what we're going to try first? Fawn's going to be doing some shaking every day. You know, that was important to her, proactively shaking. But you know what I mean? We all have something that we're going to go start working on. So go ahead, Damien.
Yeah, no worries at all. Well, you probably all right. Give me a presentation that you, matter of fact, give me a presenter that you didn't know prior to the summit that you enjoyed connecting with or want to connect with. You had to not know them before the virtual wellness experience.
I'll go.
Okay.
I've already sent connection requests to Kimberly, and I did not know her prior to the event. And I know we had, was it Wellness Wednesday that we did together? But I didn't know what she was going to be doing until I attended her presentation. And that was like, I want to talk more. I want to know more about this person. So yes, please accept my connection request, Kimberly.
Did I not yet? I can't. I'll make sure that I did.
Yeah, I think the next person will probably be Dr. Rowe, because she's so uplifted. Like every time I see her animating, it's like, whoa! I literally, like, my energy is just like up. Like I just want to talk to her every day. Like I want to be her bestie. Like, can I just text you when I'm down?
Let me put my cell phone number in the chat, girl.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Looks like you've got 2 new podcast guests, Dr. Fawn.
I know, right?
Fawn's got some new podcast guests. I was on Fawn's podcast a couple weeks ago. We had such fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to say all of the presenters, I want to keep in touch. I want to, continue our networking and exploring, opportunities for collective community impact. Over 2 days, you start to like really get to know people. And I'm gonna tell you this, Damien, and everybody, I had to leave. I actually had to leave and go downtown Dallas to a luncheon. And I came right back to start looking at some of the replays because I really didn't want to miss out on anything. So when you participate in this particular experience, you really do start to form relationships that you want and need. Because I think I said it before during my presentation, Dream Education cannot operate by itself. I can't operate by itself. And shame on those that think, well, something's coming to those that think that they can't operate in this world. It's about to start getting real once they really realize, like, dang, I cannot do this by myself. But yeah, all the presenters, I plan on keeping in touch. Yeah, Christy, it is like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Christy,
Yeah, no, I could.
Family reunion.
I would echo that. I got to go to more sessions live this time than I did before. And I definitely want to hear the replay of the ones that I missed. And, it's like there was just a nugget in every single session, right? Like it was just so clear why this group, every speaker, I was like, oh yeah, there's some juice here for everybody to get in every session. I was very inspired.
Yeah. Awesome. I did too. I enjoyed, we had 3 or 4 people that I had not really connected with prior to the experience starting in the beginning, that we had accepted as a presenter and I got to know. And, Charity McDonald was one of them. Val Dantzler was one of them. Thomas Harrington was one of them. I feel like there was somebody else. Colleen Kilpatrick. Yes. Those 4 I've really enjoyed getting to know. And I think, would you guys agree that, especially Kimberly and Fawn, you had presented with us before, the first time you don't really know like the benefit of really connecting with everybody else, but then the second time you're kind of like, ooh, I'm going to really get to know this person or that. Like, do you feel more gelled with the group or something? Like seeing the benefit of being immersed in it. I guess what I'm trying to say is when I would present at conferences in the past, right? I go in, I walk in the door, I do my presentation, and I'm gone, and that was about it. And I never knew any other presenter. I never collaborated with anybody else. I didn't know who was presenting what. I could have been sitting next to them I might have gone to 1 or 2 presentations, but I didn't feel really connected, when I started presenting. Now, when I went as an attendee and I was a teacher, I was going with my friends. We were splitting up. We were going to the happy hour afterwards. We were going to the dance, or whatever was happening at the conference. That was fun. But, as a presenter, I really wasn't really working to engage. And I think our presenters do.
Well, and that's because you, Dr. Tanya, and Damien actively connect us. I mean,
Right.
So when we have sessions kind of prior to the event and we're having networking time and we're asking fun questions to kind of get to know each other. And so I feel like that happens a large part because you all really commit the time and the opportunity for us to do that.
Thank you. It is intentional. We do want you guys to be connected. And so we're glad that that's actually happening. I love that. Damien, how about you? Who did you go to see, or, that you hadn't been? We already know your experience with Thomas's and the dancing. You had to break out your break dancing moves.
I think I spent a lot of time with Thomas because
Yeah.
we worked one-on-one with each other. We was making sure his presentation was done. Even up to the summit, and I got a lot of time to check in and converse with him. A little bit more with Charity. Same thing with Valencia and Colleen. So that kind of happened a lot.
Yeah. It's always fun to
It
bring
was
people in. Yeah.
It was good to get to know them.
And we had a couple of people. Christy referred a person to us, and a past presenter that couldn't join us referred a person to come and be a presenter. And that was really, really nice to see. We like that. We love that.
Okay. And then I have to call out Christy because this is the first time that I actually got to be in a live room with her. And she's just the most amazing. Right. There she is. We can't go it alone. Christy, we can't go without you, my friend.
She is so
amazing at being engaged and supporting everybody and cheering us on. And so,
yeah.
Where's she from? Christy, where are you from?
She's in Florida.
She's in Florida.
Oh, she's in Florida.
She's from Florida.
Mm-hmm. She is a lot of fun, and she's in the 2350 network with us, and we have the best time. We enjoy our think tanks and our book clubs together and things like that. So this would be a great time to talk about the 2350 network.
I was going to ask you to talk about it.
You could bring it up. Sorry.
Yeah. You talk about the 2350 network, Damien.
Let's drink some water.
Yeah, drink your water. Get a drink.
Cool. All right. So I think I talked about it a little bit last night. The 2350 network is definitely a networking group that we have. We created. It came out of in between the Virtual Wellness Summit and the Work-Life Balance Summit, in between those things. But we did launch it based off of the Virtual Wellness Summit. Go to 2350network.com. Also go to the 2350 page. I'll put it in the chat so you can go to it. It's a networking group designed to connect people. It's kind of like what they were saying. Like, we connect people in network. We have so many things going on. We have professional developments that take place every month. Click on that and you can follow us, connect with us. Sorry, Dr. Rose, cover your face. Follow and connect with us on the 2350 page. These are our events for March. We update it every month. So we have a members meeting. We had Meet the Presenter Week. We have the Virtual Wellness Experience. We have a Leadership and Lemonade, which is a leadership conversation. We talk about so many things.
We also added a
high level think tank, also high level leadership as well. And we have those conversations. And we also have a book club, and we also have at least once a quarter a social event. And then we also have this thing where we have family and friends night. So there's so many stuff going on there. There's a calendar, places to connect. Those are the features. That's the magazine for one of the summits. that we did. And then we also have our member spotlight, which is Leslie Flowers. So we're going to have more enhanced this year of member spotlights and features. So we're going to have a feature and a spotlight where we feature members, and it kind of rotates with a certain amount of members on it, and also a spotlight. And then we also have a campus. It is definitely a virtual space in the campus that we have. I can show you the campus. It is 24 hours, 7 days a week, open for all members who are part of the 2350 network. Let me see where it's at. This is the campus, the virtual campus. Yes, it is a campus. It's an auditorium, a community room. The QR code that you see here, it has the app, the 2350 information app, where you can click on it and get all the updated information for the 2350 network. Sorry, as well. And then also here's the pool table. You want to play pool, recreation, have a conversation, relax with different members and stuff, you can go to that as well. And then we also have my office, Dr. Farron's old office. She has a new one, so we're going to update that. She did some renovations, so more to come.
Yeah, we absolutely love our network. And, and there's about one event a week, that we have. Come if you can. If you can't come, you don't have to. But at any time, you can bring any member into the campus and meet together. You don't have to send each other a Zoom link or anything like that. Just we can meet in the campus and hang out. And it's just a great way to connect and meet other people and really, really help support one another. You also get, discounts on our events. If you're not participating in them, you can purchase a ticket at a discount. It's a great community. So if you're interested in being a network member, you can let myself or Damien know. You can go to the site and you just fill out that join form, and we'll get back to you in a couple of days. And then,
yeah. And also it's definitely one of those opportunities where you go to, and we also have more rooms. I think it's at least like 7 more rooms that wasn't even featured on there for the campus. So many interactive things. Can you go to the and the member form is that we use it to figure out how we can best support you, and as a member, you can click on that and go to it and you fill it out. We look at it, we meet, and we have a conversation about it to see what the fit is like. We try to be honest. I know Nicole, she's a 2350 member. I was explaining to her honest, like, hey Nicole, you might have been in way bigger groups, but this isn't as big as the group you're used to. Well, this is what we do. And she was like, you know what, thank you for your honesty. And she became a member.
And I think she has shared publicly enough that she's really found it very fulfilling. So she's really enjoyed the connections and the engagement and the support. And that's what we're here for, to support one another. So it's a great group of people. Really is. So.
Oh, time is going by quickly.
I know. My gosh, we're at an hour.
Yes. And we don't end it without a quote.
Closing with a quote.
All right.
I'm going to go. I'm ready to go. Ready? This is my quote. I love quotes. And so this was the segment that I asked to be on our show. If you don't make time for wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. And so it's so true. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. And a lot of people always say to me, how do you have time to do it all? How do you have time to do it? Well, let me tell you what I did today. I went to church and I did nothing. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And that was okay. And I gave myself permission. I played on my tablet. I laid in my bed. I took a nap. I listened to a meditation. I don't know. I did whatever. And then I came to this and I feel refreshed. So yeah, that's my quote. Who else has one?
But you really love what you do, though, Tanya.
I do love what I do.
So a lot of this really doesn't feel like work. And maybe pushing paperwork and getting technology together and all of that. That's one thing. But the bulk of what you do with Creative Living Ideas and the 2350 Network with Damien,
Yeah.
it's not work.
It's not work. I do enjoy it. I agree.
Blessed that we get to do what we do and we love what we do, you know, but hey,
Yeah.
you just keep doing what you're doing, lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Damien.
Thank you. Thank you for throwing me in there too.
Women's History Month, and you're just sitting over there in the corner of my screen, and you're outnumbered by these amazing women. We love.
No, I'm not outnumbered at all. I'm just a positive supporter. I'm good. It's not about numbers. We all on the same team. You know, I'm here to be a part. Now,
Yeah. But when you think about women, I mean, Dr. Tanya and Fawn and Kimberly, look what we can do together.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Look what we can do together. So let's keep this moving on and off the screen.
Dr. Rowe, you know, the Work-Life Balance Summit was supposed to be a women's summit.
It was.
She called me, asking me, should she do it? And how could I support? And I said, do it. I'm help any way you can.
It was.
And she did it and brought me in.
And I was like, I can't do it. There's too many. I had too many other male connections. I was like, I can't just make it this. I can't.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I was supposed to support a women's summit on work-life balance.
Yeah, here we go, right? This is the one. We all know this one, but it's just like echoing in my head, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together.
Oh, I love that.
That's an African proverb. Like, that's it. Go together.
Nice.
That's awesome. I don't know that I've really heard that, Kimberly. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah. No, it's one. I feel like I have it plastered on my chest. I used it a lot in my life.
The second element of Africa that we visited this evening. Come on, Africa, my people.
I know. We got to get Fawn over there when the baby's born. I don't know who's having the baby, but we got to get her over there.
No, I can say, I mean, I've spent 5 weeks in Africa. Oh gosh, 30 years ago. And it was a life-changing experience for sure. It was life-changing.
I bet.
Sounds fun.
Fawn, you have your quote?
I didn't prepare, but there's one that it's always stuck with me beside the one that Kimberly just used. That one, Kimberly, my coach, my very first coach, she used that. She, when I first met her, when she said that, I'm like, wow, that is so appropriate for a coach. So the one that I just thought of today is health is your greatest wealth. Just because of the presentation that I've just finished on Friday seems to kind of reminded me of how much we need healing. And a lot of people who try to heal themselves, their healers usually suggest them to like practice meditation, right? As a part of the healing. So it seems like it kind of goes together with that theme of magic and healing and possibility. So yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Dr. Rowe?
I'm going to go with what I have etched in my mind and that I'm living by. Finally, things do not happen to you. They happen for you.
I love that. That's hard to
Even when it hurts, right? You just have to keep it in your mind. This is for me. This is for me. To grow, to be stretched, to become uncomfortable, to grow, to be stretched. And so that's something that's really helped me with my mental wellness and my walk every day. Is things happen for me. They don't happen to me. If somebody says something crazy to you, You got to think about it. Don't say something fly back row. Don't do that. Because I was tried this weekend. Somebody tried me this weekend. I had to tell myself, okay, Royan, that was said for you, not to you. It was for you, not to you. So, and it really helps you. It really does help you grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a good mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Damien?
Okay, so we're talking about wellness, and I accept your feedback. Nick, your body hears everything your mind says.
Yep.
Going with that one. And then this wouldn't be the 2350 effect without what it is. Don't let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day.
Yes.
So, with that said, thank you all for coming. Kimberly, thank you, Dr. Rowe, for coming. Thank you, Fawn. Thank you for presenting. Thank you for spending time, effort away from your family, your friends, or whatever, to spend time making this virtual wellness experience an experience for yourself, other people, myself, Dr. Farron, and the people who attended. And thank you for having this conversation on the recap. Thank you for Dr. Farron for all you do, all the work, putting things together, having my back, stepping up, supporting, checking in with people, doing all of the work that you do. You know, people don't understand how much work it takes to even put this together, to have these particular summits.
Yeah.
And you make it look easier and easier every time, but I know how much hard work that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you for everything. Thank you for everybody in the audience
Yeah.
that attended. It's so many people. I appreciate everything as well. So with that said, thank you all.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.